We're quizzing this mic.
The test of all tests.
The super test.
I'm interested to see how this works.
Yeah, I think this will sound better. I just don't know what to look at.
Yeah.
I'm staring.
I don't have your gorgeous warm eyes to stare into.
I'm staring where you would be if I was on your couch. Relative.
Hey.
Hello, friends.
How are you? I feel like now, because we're not in the same room together, we're talking quieter, so this is going to be like the ASMR episode.
Probably. That's a good point.
Hey, everybody. We're back. It's your favorite TV show.
Yeah, the one you listen to in your car.
Mm-hmm. Or on the toilet.
Yeah, or
preferably only in those two locations.
Yep, just those two. It only makes the most sense.
This is the Player Power Podcast.
And we are back. Happy holidays to everybody. Merry Christmas if you are that. Happy New Year for everybody.
Happy New Year. Happy Kwanzaa. Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those things. But yeah, so
I'm your guy, Corey.
And I am Ryan.
And who's the other guy?
Ryan.
So you got your guys here, and we're gonna have a good time.
Oh my God, yeah. So today, on our third episode, before we do any updates or things like that, we are going to be ranking all of the Smash Bros. Titles.
Woohoo! Super Smash Bros.
Heck yeah. And that will be definitely a big part of a lot of episodes for us, is Smash-related games and just info about Smash, because we both love those games and that series so much.
Ryan and I both have a deep history with Smash Bros. And for the most part, we're still very involved with it today. Definitely more you than me, but we both still follow it pretty avidly.
Oh yeah, there was definitely a deep personal history of Smash Bros. With us.
Operation Eliminate Lucas.
Operation Eliminate Lucas. That was still the best thing ever. Oh my God, I laugh
couple
about that.
before we do homework game updates. Couple housekeeping things I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
One is, how do you want to handle Smash 4? Do you want to handle that? Because it's Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Are we treating that as one game? Or two?
So I think that's one game. It's the same characters and engine. I mean, kind of with DS. I mean, I don't really count that at all. I just think Smash 4 is for the Wii U, because I also think of it more from a competitive standpoint. So
yeah. Definitely, it was definitely bigger. I didn't see anyone going to tournaments with the 3DS.
The only tournaments I ever saw on the DS was when it first came out, because it came out for DS first for 3 weeks before the Wii U came out.
Yeah, that's interesting that they did that.
We'll talk about that later though. Yeah, that was interesting to say the least.
The other thing I want to say, and I hope you don't gouge my eyes out for this.
I already know what you're gonna say, and I'm totally fine not counting it. I understand.
Okay,
I understand.
For those of you that don't know, Ryan is very big into PM, which is Project Melee.
Yeah.
I was going to ask I wasn't really going to ask. I was going to say I don't think we should rank it, just because, one, I haven't played it, and two, it's not
yeah, I understand it. It's not official, yeah.
Smash game.
It's even called it's called Project Plus now, actually. That has been updated recently.
Really?
A couple months back now. Yeah, they did a couple updates. Yeah. So yeah, it's called Project Plus now. But yeah, no, I understand. I totally get it. We'll count Brawl. I mean, considering Brawl is just we'll get into it later.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, I understand. I'll swallow my pride and
all right,
lie to my viewers.
That's
my listeners. Just kidding.
All right. So, let's get into everyone's favorite segment, the homework game.
Yes.
For those of you that don't know, the first episode, Ryan and I assigned each other a homework game for us to play in between episodes. And each episode, we will come back and give you guys updates about where we are in the game, how we're feeling about it, things that we like, things we don't like, etc.
Yes, and you can go first this time, actually.
All right. So Ryan, the game that Ryan assigned to me was Final Fantasy Tactics, and I didn't have a lot of history with tactical games. Really, I played Fire Emblem a little bit. So the learning curve was a little bit steep for me. I think I was telling you, Ryan, it was pretty tough in the beginning.
Yeah, I remember you were saying.
I definitely played it a little bit more. I don't think I want to give up on it because I'm having fun with it. And
Okay.
I think I'm getting the hang of it now.
Good.
Stuff like the the jobs
Yep.
system,
Mm-hmm.
like that was kind of tough to get a hang of because I'm like, for some reason it didn't register in my mind that you gain job points when you are being that job rather than using those skills. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like for some reason I thought like if you learn a skill, if you learn like a knight skill, then the only way you get job points for being a knight is if you use that skill in battle.
Oh yeah, so you
just-
were probably like, you pick a knight and you're like, how am I gonna shield break all these random monsters, or like whatever
Yeah.
it might be. Yeah, I understand.
Well, yeah, it was just certain things where like I would be in a battle and I would do specific things, and then I would be like say I was some random job, and just because I thought it would be useful, I taught one of them like the fire spell or whatever,
Yep.
which is a black magic skill, right? But I didn't change their job
Yeah.
to black mage.
Oh, I see what
would-
you're saying. You would use
I
it.
would use the fire spell a bunch of times in the battle, and then finish the battle and be like, "Why didn't I get any job points for
Black mage. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But I got to the point where I was telling you I just finished chapter 1.
Nice. Okay.
Where
Yep.
basically Argath, or what's he called in
So yeah,
the
so
original?
so he's called Algus in the original. It's really
Algus,
funny. So like
okay.
you could say Argath. I get it now. Like I've heard that name
Yeah.
before, so I just had to look it up really quick and saw his face, and I knew it was the same guy. So
Yeah.
I
Yep.
understand.
Yeah. Argath, he basically did his heel turn. He's being an elitist piece of shit.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Okay. Yep.
And meanwhile, you're going on this campaign, and everyone is basically shitting on you because you're, you're part of the royal family or whatever, and you're a highborn, and they're like, oh, because you're a highborn, you're our enemy, and like you and Delita are like, why is this happening? And
Yep.
I mean, then they kidnap Delita's sister, and
Yep.
you go all the way to that one point where you find out that one of your brothers was involved
Yep.
in the kidnapping of the Marquise,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
right? And then one of them, either Argath or your brother or whatever, ends up killing Delita's sister.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So basically, you take them out, and then Delita's like, "Fuck you, I hate you."
Exactly, yeah, because you just because like somehow clearly he blames instantly you, even though it's like it's because it's related to your family. But yeah,
Well, it's because of you. It's because of he keeps asking like, "Why is this happening? Why my sister? Why me?"
Yep.
And the reason is because he's associated with you,
Yeah.
Ramza.
Yep.
And the only reason it's happening to you is because you're a highborn.
yeah, exactly.
So it's the plot is definitely getting very interesting.
Exactly, yeah.
This is a really cool. We were messaging each other when I was going through this, and we were both like, "Man, poor Delita. He's getting the shit end of the stick here.
Exactly, yeah, he definitely
It
does.
sucks."
Yeah, and like the story gets super super cool. As it
so basically,
continues, like
After that, when the chapter ended, it fast forwarded back to
the prelude.
yes,
Yeah,
it fast forwarded back to the prelude where like the princess gets kidnapped or whatever, and
Yep.
now I'm in chapter 2.
Nice, and you look cooler.
if-
I think you look so much cooler in chapter 2.
Yeah.
I like the outfit in chapter
Yeah.
2.
So, couple things. One, first question. I think there are 4 chapters. Am I right?
I think there's 5
more?
maybe. There might be more.
5?
Well,
Okay.
I guess I think there's actually more than that, but there's a couple chapters that go really really quickly. So like I like almost combine them together in my head. I think there actually are more definitive chunks to it,
Okay.
but I also don't know how they're going to do it because since as a random side note, I played this game originally on the PlayStation 1, and apparently the new ones to find like on your phone and on the PlayStation Portable is called War of the Lions, which is a little bit different. I
Yeah,
thought they just named
that's
different
what I'm playing
skills,
on
but
my
they
phone.
did actually change a fair amount of things, it seems like. So I don't know how they're going to label the chapters. Maybe they'll do a bunch more, maybe they won't. I really don't know.
I could have sworn that when I looked it up, I thought there were 4, so I was like, "Oh, okay, that's not too bad." But based on your memory of the game, how far would you say I am?
You're like, if you're getting into chapter 2, you're probably like, I'd probably say like you're 25% done.
Okay.
Just about like
That makes sense.
It'll get like you have a like battle wise you have a lot of battles still to do, but once you like get stronger, like you almost like
Yeah,
and you
they're
get
gonna
used
go
to
a
the
lot
battles
quicker.
like exactly like you won't be as like
Yeah.
as afraid to like you won't be like what the heck does this guy do, what does this guy do.
Yep.
There might be some really hard fights coming up, but that's like the really fun thing about figuring out how to beat some of the big bosses.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, right now my all-stars are definitely my Black Mage. He's fucking
he's
murdering
nasty.
everyone.
He's nasty.
And
Black Mage is
Ramza.
good.
I have Ramza as a monk.
Monk
and
is
he's-
busted, dude.
he's
Monk's
strong as hell, dude.
good, dude. It's nice when you just like you hear that like fist noise, dude, like the and it
Yeah,
just lets you see
yeah.
like 70 pop up or like what I don't know how much damage
Yeah,
you're doing.
exactly.
It's so awesome.
My first time was one of the missions where like I can't remember the girl's name. It starts with an L. It's like Meleandra or something like that.
Oh, okay,
Or
yeah.
Meladra or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You have to. the mission is
Maludra,
to-
yeah.
Yeah, the mission is to take her out.
Yep.
And like on one of my
Oh my
first
God.
turns, I just walked up to like a random, like one of the random healing people
Yeah.
with Ramza and just one-shotted them.
That's so
And
funny.
I was like, oh my god.
You're like, it's so beast. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah.
So, what was I gonna say? So at this point, because it fast forwarded, it helped me. It let me keep a lot of the people basically in my party, but it also added some new ones, and of course, it got rid of Delita.
Yes.
So, in the future, is it going to do that with any regular members of my party, or is it only like story specific?
So yeah,
people?
so there are guest characters. The guest characters, there's only some of them eventually you can control them and they'll join you, which is really cool because they'll have a unique job to them. Like which is really that's one of the cool things. Like you'll see some of the jobs like eventually you'll see Argath again, and Argath will be like he won't be like a knight, he'll be called I don't know what they're gonna call him, but like he might be called like a blood knight, which is like a job that only he could actually be. And there'll be other allies that like you'll get like a holy knight, you'll get like a divine knight later on, and like so they're really cool to use, and there's just these special characters, and like they'll be guests in the beginning, but until you beat their part of the story, you know, like obviously they'll be like, all right, I'll join you, you know, I'm gonna follow where you go, and then you can use them fully and like change their stuff.
Yeah, that was kind of the reason why I was asking, is because like when I had Delita and Argath on the team, I basically didn't do shit to them because they rarely ever helped me in battle,
Yeah.
and also I didn't want to lose. Because like it doesn't let you know that you're gonna lose them, so I
Yeah.
didn't want to lose any equipment or whatever. That
No,
I put on them.
exactly.
All right, sweet. Well, you want to do?
Yeah, so
how you liking
so,
Hollow Knight?
For my homework game, Corey gave me the game Hollow Knight, which is a really, really cool game. I'm very happy with it. It's a really cool platformer with really crispy movement. I'm definitely gonna say as I played it more.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Very, very crispy. Really good game to get into. Since we last did an episode, this has been a little bit of a quicker gap in my defense. I haven't played as much. Also, it's just been like the holiday week, like the last week of the year where nobody exists.
I basically just played it like one day at work. I wasn't
Nice.
doing anything,
That's
so I was
awesome.
like, yeah, let me just put some work into it.
That's awesome. So I haven't really been able to play much recently. Like I was just telling you, I pretty much just farmed a little bit of Geo as recently. I still need to start actually beating up the 3 main bosses, the Dreamers, right? That's what they're called, the Dreamers.
Yeah, the Dreamers.
I need to start fighting the Dreamers. I need to get to the Dreamers first, but I know where they are on the map. I'm really close to a couple of them. I think I was apparently doing it in the wrong order last time I played a lot, so I need to actually find the right spot. But overall, the game is.
I mean, it doesn't really matter what order you do them in.
Fair.
You can do them in whatever.
Whatever way I found, I tried to get in. Maybe it's the exit. Maybe it's the exit I found. I need to find the actual entrance or something. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But overall, the game is incredibly fun. I love how speedrunnery it can feel. I like the tricks must be really cool.
yeah.
I kind of watched a little bit of a speedrun in the very beginning. I didn't want to spoil the rest of the game for me, but I wanted to see how the speedrun tricks are. They're pretty good.
Yeah. It's because there's so many different things you can do movement-wise in that game.
Yeah, definitely.
Like stuff like you're able to bounce off of spikes and saw blades with your nail.
And explosions with your nail, it's you also can use your focus blast spell to stall a second in the air, and then when you re-press left or right, you will fall a little bit more horizontally, so you actually gain a little bit of distance, which is used to cheese certain things.
There's also another, speaking of speedrun strats, there's a strat that people use where it's like you pause while you're falling and it makes you fall like way faster.
Yes. I did see that. I saw the guy doing that. I didn't know why. I wasn't sure if that was maybe like stopping like enemies from attacking him or something.
I don't know the in-game reason why it does that, but for some reason when you pause, it makes your
character
your falling speed increase a lot.
That's interesting. Yeah. But yeah, overall, definitely very, very high quality game. You know, like I've always played platformers when I was little, and I love platformers. And like I a lot of them though I usually was 3D platformers. Like I played a lot of Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, Crash Bandicoot, you know, all that stuff. And so an actual big 2D like Metroidvania style, like room after room after room after room, theme after theme is like I've never done it like that, but it's really, really cool, and I super duper like it.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about this one is that it's it's a Metroidvania at heart. It's very much about like exploration and like unlocking new areas with your new abilities and like trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B, but also getting from point A to point B is a platforming challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Like exactly.
They design the areas so in a really cool way.
Yeah, it's very like recyclable. Like you have to go back and you have to like it's like an infinite circle.
Oh yeah, you're gonna retread multiple areas a billion times.
Exactly. Yeah, and like I mean, like yeah. Overall, that's just a very enjoyable aspect of it. It's nice that they, you know, it still feels very expansive, but you know, it's still every bit of space is used very well. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. So one last thing before we go to the actual list, have you picked up any bits of lore, or have you learned any chunks of the story or anything like that?
Nothing more than like what the main story is just said. So like but that's not even much, honestly. Like I really kind of don't.
No, it's not.
Know, like I understand that I need to now stop these dreamers, but it seems like once I beat these dreamers, they're holding something back. It feels like to me, and so I don't know if like I feel like this definitely isn't like once I beat all three of them, there's probably not like a final boss. I feel like something's gonna happen to the world, based on like I can't remember where I saw it, but there was something that said that they said something about sealing, and so that's why like yes. And I found that big church door in the very beginning of the game where it shows something being sealed away behind those doors. I found that door.
The Black Egg?
The Black Egg, yeah, that's what it's called. Thank you.
Yes.
So I wonder if that maybe is going to hatch or something once I beat these guys. That's my big guess.
I won't spoil anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely some sort of seal involved.
Yep.
I guess we'll get into it as you get farther into the game, but there's a few things. I guess once you get to the point where you've beaten all three dreamers, there's a few things that I kind of have on my list that I want you to do, because they're totally optional, but I feel that they will add so much more context to the world and to yourself as the knight. And it's just that's one thing I love about this game. And honestly, like, without spoiling yourself, which can be hard, but I would recommend like in your spare time, if you find something in the game where you're like, I wonder what that's about, maybe just like go online and see
and look it up,
how it kind of just kind of see how it factors into the world at large, because that was a big part of my what
made you like it so much.
Yeah, that was a big part of what made me like it so much, is that towards the end I was like, there were still some kind of puzzle pieces floating around in my head, and I kind of like went online and I started looking into the lore a little bit more, and I was like, damn, because there's a lot of juicy details there, and it's like the whole thing fits together really, really well. But that's one thing that I feel like the game is very cryptic at
heart.
Yeah, the game is just very cryptic at communicating stuff like that. Sometimes.
Yeah, and they do it in a Dark Souls way. Like a lot of the Dark Souls lore, you only know if you read the items and the description of the armor and the weapons.
Exactly.
You like actually discover it. Like you'll like understand like more about the story of like this one fallen knight, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And that like that definitely adds on.
There's kind of like an event type thing or something that you will notice later on in the game that has to do with the very, very main conflict of the story. And on top of that, I'm trying to remember. You probably haven't found him yet, but there's a guy towards the center of the map who will buy your artifacts. You're probably picking up...
Yeah, I think I sold stuff to him.
stuff. Oh, you found him already?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't remember what his name is, but he's like a historian or whatever.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
He'll buy like your king's idols and the shit like that. A lot of every time you sell him one of those things, like he'll give you a little bit of lore, and I think it's just really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read a couple of those things, but I can't I definitely would have to I think once I fully beat the game, I will definitely do either a YouTube lookup of a video of the lore and get it all down, so I can kind of appreciate it more. Because I definitely have been focusing so much on the actual object of the game. You know what I mean? I must get to this point. But yeah, anyways, so here that was the update there. We're gonna get into
cool
the meat and the potatoes.
Let's get into the list now. All right, so we're gonna format this similarly to the way that we did the Super Mario 64 levels ranking. Basically, I have all the games in a document. I have lazily scribbled the names on pieces of paper. I am going to pick each game one by one, and when I pick the game, we will rank it based on the ones that I've already picked. So, for example, I will pick the first one right now. Super Smash Bros. 64, the first one.
Nice.
So
good start.
Normally we would compare it to the ones that I've already picked, and we would rank it based on that. But since this is the first one, there is nothing to rank it against. So right now, Super Smash Bros. 64 is the best and the worst.
Yes.
Super Smash Bros.
It's everything right now.
You have anything special to say about 64?
Not other than a lot of childhood stories like that. I played that game a good amount when I was little.
Yeah, exactly. This was right in our, right in that precious time in our lives where we were young children, and we probably both have a lot of young childhood memories.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I have a lot of memories of going to my next door neighbor's house and playing this game with him. And I was never good at this game. I believe I mainly just used Kirby and did Kirby's Down B.
Yep. You're one of those kids.
Yeah, of course. Or just pick Pikachu
and
stand down B as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, those are the only strats you can use when you're a kid.
Of course. Understood.
All right. I'll draw the next one so we can get into the actual ranking part, and we have Super Smash Bros. Melee. We're going in order.
Wow. Oh my God. Okay. So, I'm definitely a huge proponent for putting Melee over Super Smash Bros. 64.
Now hold on. Now
it's huge proponent.
No, I'm just kidding.
Huge proponent. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, Melee is going above 64.
Yeah, that not nothing against 64, but literally if Smash 64 was literally the golden idea that Nintendo made, Melee was everything that was awesome about 64, and then literally made it 10 times more awesome.
Yeah, they just took everything. We were talking about this in our first episode. Melee is effectively the perfect sequel to a video game.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it takes the premise of Super Smash Bros. 64, which in itself was a really cool idea, and of course it was a really fun game, and a lot of the great times that you have with it are facilitated by the people that you're playing it with and just the memories that you make with it. But Melee just takes everything and turns it up to 11 in terms of the visual style, the
amount of characters,
moves, the characters and stuff, the maps. There's so many more maps.
Yeah, they really Melee is definitely the actual foundation, I would say, of all the Smash Bros. Type games, because even as we talk about more things going on to the newer Smash Bros. Games, they don't change the foundation as much as Melee did compared to 64, and a lot of that's just because of the jump and increase in the GameCube versus the Nintendo 64. It to their defense, but
they could definitely do a lot more with it, and that's as a result we have a lot of. I feel like they added a lot of stuff. How do I say this? I feel like it's not like they were geniuses behind, computer screens and they were plotting out this game knowing it's going to be a masterpiece. I feel like because they had the ability to do so much more, they were kind of just spitballing and throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah.
And a lot of it stuck.
Yeah, exactly.
They threw in stuff like adventure mode. They threw in the event matches. They threw in collecting trophies.
The target
stuff
test.
Like that. Yeah, target test. Well, target test was.
It wasn't the first one. Yeah, but Melee, but home run contest wasn't. Is that what it was? I think it was only target test.
Home run contest was new.
Yeah,
Well, and even the target test, Melee had the
specific levels,
the character specific ones, which is that's something I wish they would bring back. That was really cool.
Yeah, I think. I mean, there's just 76 characters. That's just the hard part.
Yeah, it's true. They definitely can't do that for Ultimate.
Yeah. But I mean, like, also Melee introduced the C-stick, introduced the directional air dodge, side specials.
Yeah, side specials is definitely a
huge thing.
Absolutely.
They made the game more definitive in terms of like the combos and stuff like that too. Yeah. Where like 64, like I don't know, everything's one big 0 to death once you get really good at 64, which is kind of crazy. I mean, not to something. I guess I can't give too much competitive input on that because I do not play 64, so I really don't want to like offend anyone that does, because like there obviously are huge nuances to that game.
Yeah. The only thing that I feel like might come up when we're talking about Melee later is that I feel like Melee specifically, compared to all the other Smash Bros, has the biggest skill gap between new players and advanced players.
Most definitely.
Like, once you get really good at Melee, it's just like you're leagues beyond anyone who's a casual player.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And a lot of that has to do with the tech that's involved in competitive Melee, but also I feel like the character roster is pretty unbalanced.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely say that. Yeah.
And we'll get into that more once we get into the more competitive aspect of it. But Melee still has a huge competitive following today.
Yeah, exactly. To quote the Smash Bros. Documentary, Korean DJ, "Now he will try," and just proceeded to wipe the like director of the documentary. So I'm not sure if you've seen that clip before, like the beginning of that documentary, but like one of these really old good pros, like one of the original dudes, this guy named Korean DJ, he was playing against some dude like anonymously, like he didn't know who he was, and it was like their first time playing Smash Bros, and so he would just like purposely died and was like messing up for the first 3 stocks on FD, and he was playing Marth versus his Fox, because the guy was like, yeah, Fox is really good, dude, and like all this stuff, and then like the announcer, because it's just like a documentary, you hear the announcer first goes, "Now he will try," and just proceeds to destroy him in that one game, and it's so funny. It's so funny.
So right now, definitively, we have number 1 Super Smash Bros. Melee, number 2 the original Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64. And I will draw the next one. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U / 3DS.
Smash 4.
Yes.
Also, that's what I'm going to call it every time. There's no point in making it a mouthful.
That's the colloquial term for it anyways. No one really calls it Smash for Wii U or Smash for 3DS. All right, so what are you thinking? What do you think about this one?
So,
did you play this one a lot?
Yeah, I played this. So I didn't play this one. I didn't like go to tournaments for it. I kind of skipped that. But I actually played this game, honestly. Like, I played this game a lot. So this was the game that for a very long time, when it came out, I was it literally was the thing that me, my girlfriend, our friends, everybody would play, like almost like, actually, yeah, every single night. We play a couple of games at least every night, but whenever we had people over, we'd just be like, "Oh, do you want to play?" And I remember on my Wii U, I like on purpose, every time somebody played, I had to make sure they had their name in there so I could look at it later on and just see all of the people that have come over and like gotten to play with. So that was really cool. So that works out. It worked out really well with that. I definitely played that game a lot. There's like a lot of things I didn't know about it. Like I actually, now that I'm playing Ultimate a lot, which we'll get into at some point, I wish I did play it competitively, so I was more used to and accustomed to some of the neutral in Ultimate, which really stinks for me. But it's, it is what it is. I was busy playing a game that we're not ranking, so.
Yeah, that's fair. I was big into Smash 4 as well, but I feel like I didn't have a lot of people to play it with. But well, I played it online, and also I did play it a few times because this came out when I was in college. So I definitely played more with the community and played more with some people on campus for this one. But this also was one of the ones that I started to take more seriously competitively. Yeah. Because before that, I I got into Melee a little bit competitively, but like we just said before, I feel like the skill gap was a lot higher. So I was able to get to a point where I was, better than almost all casual players, but I was not nearly at the level of someone who's really competitive with Melee.
Yep.
Smash 4, I feel like I was able to put a little bit more time into and able to get a little better at.
Yep.
So it was definitely a fun experience. I don't think I played it with a lot of like friends or anything in person or anything like that.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what do you
overall,
think of?
so I want to. So personally, I would put Melee over Smash 4. I think Smash 64 should still be on the bottom. I think Smash 4 was better than Smash 64 for a lot of big reasons. Because what I really like about Smash 64 is that it's a lot more user friendly compared to at least Melee.
It's a lot simpler.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the
wait, did you say 64 or Smash 4?
Smash 4 is a lot more user friendly compared to So right now, out of the game we're comparing is Melee. So Smash 4 is definitely more user friendly than Melee is. So a lot of you can do the more advanced level, higher level things because some of the extra steps are already done for now by the engine, and they do it automatically for you, which is nice. Because the game kind of the creators knew what they were doing better, how to make those certain moves, how to make them faster, and for everybody instead of certain people have to grind a certain exploit to make it faster.
They were able to blend the competitive element and the party game element of it a lot better in Smash 4.
Most definitely.
And also, I think Smash 4, while it has the second biggest roster, I think it's relatively balanced, especially when you compare it to Melee. Like there are definitely some characters in that game that are, you could say are definitively worse than some other ones, but for the most part, I don't think there are a lot where if you go into battle with that character, you'll be like, oh, there's no way they're winning.
Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely agree with that from a party game sense. I think tournament wise, unfortunately, tournament wise, there were definitely some really, really, really busted things in Smash 4, like Bayonetta, for example.
Bayo and Zero Suit Samus, I guess.
Yeah, ZSS. I mean,
there were a few.
Like day one, Luigi had a any percent start kill combo on everybody. So on the flip side to that, though, one of the things that is nice is because with Smash 4, I don't think Brawl did it, so I think Smash 4 was the first. There was the introduction of patches for Smash games, so instead of certain things being
they were able to nerf
100% busted, exactly, you could actually nerf and patch out certain things that just didn't slide through the beta, or slid through the beta, I mean. And that's a really nice thing about Smash 4 is it definitely made it more balanced, and I agree with you on that in the grand scheme.
I still think that just from a starting standpoint, you're definitely right that there were a few that were definitely stuck out from the group, but considering how many,
that's true.
I feel like you could think percentage wise,
I see what you're saying.
Especially when comparing to Melee, where if you look at competitive Melee, like the top tier, you're seeing Fox, Falco, Sheik, Marth, maybe Peach.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Jigglypuff thrown in there, maybe like a Randy, Captain Falcon.
Yeah, or Pikachu, yeah. Anyways, but yes, I do, but I understand, 100% understand.
So before, I think I will agree with you to put it below Melee, but before I completely agree with that, I kind of want to bring up the aspect of what... See, we both kind of look at it from a competitive aspect, in terms of Smash is a game that's played competitively and there's a big competitive scene. But I think we also need to factor in the value that these games have as party games.
That's very true. And yep.
I feel like Smash... I don't know. I think Melee could be a better party game only if the people that you're playing with are all basically on the same level. Because there's a lot of fun to be had with Melee, but with Smash 4, it's like there's more characters. I think it's more balanced. There's more modes that are kind of built for multiple people. Like they introduced the 8-player Smash. They introduced like Smash Tour, which I know a lot of people think Smash Tour kind of sucks, but
I mean, I'm one of those people definitely. So
it wasn't great. It was definitely shoddy.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to bring up that idea.
No, yeah, I agree. And so like I think the hard part with that is because when you compare those two, it's like almost always just like what the more modern game has improved on the older game. So I almost like want to always, I feel like I'm always going to give the modern game an edge in the party game aspect only. But I feel like enjoyment wise, like I remember like when I was a kid, like I think I enjoyed Melee so much because they introduced so many classic, iconic items in Smash Bros. 2, which is a big thing, which I really liked about it.
Melee was definitely instrumental in the Smash.
Yeah, it's what put Smash on the map.
Smash ethos.
Yeah, the Smash ethos. It like actually it made it an actual fighting game and an actual game besides just like you play it with your friends. Like it made it like more serious. But I mean, on the flip side, like Smash 4 did have like there was a lot of really good things to Smash 4. Like overall,
Smash 4 had DLC, first one to have DLC.
Yeah, first one to have DLC as well, which is really cool. Like that really, Smash 4 did a really good job at bringing universes that you never would have thought were gonna actually be in Smash Bros. Growing up with it, which was really cool. Like,
dude, oh my god, Cloud,
that was the most hype intro ever.
That was insane.
I was so hyped. I remember
that was an insane reveal.
I remember
that was the one.
Out.
I feel like for listening to people talk about that, I feel like for most people that was the moment where they were like, all bets are off. Anyone can be in Smash now.
Yes, exactly. I agree.
So, I'll put that. You fine with putting that between Melee and 64?
I think so, yeah. Because I feel like I think again, like, if I had, it's hard because again the modern versus classic game thing. But if I had somebody who's never played it before try to play Smash 64 over Smash 4, they would enjoy Smash 4 a lot more. They'd pick it up a lot quicker. I think they would be able to. It's just nicer to look at, and it's a more enjoyable, more complete thing overall.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so draw the next one: Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Nice. Okay, there we go.
Came out.
Speaking of,
yeah.
So, I this one has a soft spot in my heart. See, what's funny about this game is the competitive person in me now wants to hate it because it was horrible for that.
Yeah.
But I also like
time.
This is the one that actually like probably opened my eyes to how fun Smash Bros is. Like this was
ours.
Yeah,
this was our Smash game.
This was our Smash game. This was the one that this is the one that like I had that moment like that hooked me in Smash Bros forever. Like I want to quote like an anime thing so bad right now, but like
do it.
It's quite literally is from a volleyball anime that I just watched that was so good. But they like talk about how there's like one moment that'll hook you and you'll never want to stop playing, and that's exactly what like that was. I first felt that in Brawl, definitely. It was probably Operation Eliminate Lucas. Honestly, now that I think about it, like that moment was like
that was your moment.
That was awesome for me. It felt so good.
So
I always
for some context. This was definitely the Smash game that you and I played the most together.
Oh yeah.
Like whenever we hung out, we would play it all the time. We would make the custom maps and we would do a bunch of matches together. And this was also we were also very neck and neck.
Yes,
skill-wise
we were.
Back then,
we definitely were. Oh yeah.
And this was when they introduced battling online.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't work great.
But we used to play for hours online.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
I remember sitting in my room, like with Brawl on and just doing matches with you, and then immediately afterwards, just like rapidly texting.
Yeah, yes, I was just about to say that. Literally, like I should like rapidly. Like that's an important word into the description. Yeah. It was so funny. I wish I had the logs of those messages because it would always be really quick blurbs of us back and forth. Like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I can't believe you got that. It's so funny. Like we literally would like hold up all of our emotions and thoughts in the match until right after, and then release everything in a torrent of text to each other, which was super funny.
Operation Eliminate Lucas was specifically from, I think it was a time when you were over my house, and my brother also had one or two of his friends over, and we were all playing together, and you were playing as Lucas. and you were wrecking the shit out of everyone.
Yes.
And you had like, it was one of those situations where like it was a free for all, but you were the only one that had like all of your stocks left, and we were all like, all right, everyone stop going for each other. We need to eliminate Lucas. Initiating Operation Eliminate Lucas.
And everyone kept saying it, and I still remember we were playing on Shadow Moses Island, and I remember there was this moment when you guys like all ran at me and started doing it, and I had this like Madara Uchiha moment where I kept like dodging or rolling, and I kept dodging you guys kept hitting each other, and then I would like forward smash somebody and knock them out of the way, and then like, and I had this like, I just like, it looked like I was like Jackie Chan.
Everything turned into slow motion.
Exactly. It looked like I was Jackie Chan, and I was just destroying everybody, and like that's kind of how it is for me in my house too when we play Smash Bros, which is really funny. So like I'm used to it now, but like that's like, that was definitely, I remember how funny that in my head I was like, this is awesome, like this is so fun, like it definitely was it hooked, but and it still was so fun. Like even I remember how good your Pikachu was. Oh no, it wasn't. No, your brother played Pikachu in Brawl. I think is who it was then. It wasn't you.
That sounds right. Yeah.
No, because you do.
I think I usually played like Toon
Link.
Yeah,
I was just about to say. Yeah, you were playing Toon Link a lot. I remembered because I remember I made Hazard Zone Toon Link for you.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Hazard Zone.
Yeah, I remember, and I played a lot of Pit. If you remember, I was really good with Pit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Brawl, like, so in my heart, to actually rank it, I want to put it over Smash 4. I still don't want to put it over Melee because of what Brawl is as an actual mechanical Smash game. And I'm sure there's some harshness to me saying over Smash 4, but I'm going to stand by it.
If you had asked me even at the beginning of this ranking, I probably would have fought you on that. But now I'm just remembering so many of the fond memories that we have had with Brawl, and just that, Brawl has created, and talking about a value of a game as a party game versus as a fighting game. Since Brawl, the pace of the fighting is just, significantly slower, and they introduced final smashes, and everyone's really floaty, and you can fucking air dodge forever. This is definitely one of the most approachable Smash games, and as a result, I think this is the best party game out of, maybe not the best, but definitely
top tier in the party
yes.
Yeah. And the reason why I want to put it over Smash 64 is because like also in terms of like the
you mean Smash 4?
Yeah, Smash 4. Yes, I keep saying it. They're too close together. But the reason why I want to put it over Smash 4 is because in terms of like groundbreaking things, Brawl was the one that added final smashes. They added the custom stages. They added the best feature in all of Smash, which is Subspace Emissary. That was the coolest thing ever. I'm still upset that they didn't bring it back, but that's one of the
Subspace was really cool.
That gives it a huge party game, or just a huge game point boost for me.
Well, yes, Brawl. That was something we didn't touch on for Smash 4 is that the single player aspect was awful.
It really, it definitely was.
They didn't, and for Smash 4, they friggin' didn't. You couldn't unlock characters. You had everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't that blow?
It does.
That takes away so much of the novelty of
playing Smash Bros. Yeah,
like especially playing when we were younger. Then
like
you're finishing. You're finishing a match or finishing an adventure mode round or whatever, and then it's like a challenger approaches and the siren is going off, and it's like, oh my god, who is it?
Yeah, especially the first time you get like Martha Roy, you're like, who on earth is this? You're like, who am I fighting? And I remember that with Brawl was really good too, like seeing like Snake for the first time and like all this stuff.
Yeah, that's nuts. See, and this one was the first one that started really adding people who it was like, holy crap,
like you wouldn't have expected, which was really cool.
I remember following Brawl. The lead up to Brawl was probably one of my earliest. Like nowadays, all I do is like friggin' wait for news about new video games and like get all hyped up and like do research and stuff like that. Brawl was one of the very first games where I knew it was coming out, and as such, I basically went on Smash Dojo, which was like their little official website, basically every day, seeing if they put up any new trailers or any new pictures or any new stuff like
just
that. Just
any content to like consume. Yeah.
And of course, they introduced Sonic in Brawl.
Yes,
which
they did.
that was one of the original like holy shit crossovers.
Yeah, one of the big requests. Yeah, was Sonic.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, and so like especially with Smash 4, like I think realistically the jump from Brawl to Smash 4 is Smash 4 is literally like a Brawl plus is really to me is what it feels like.
I feel like Smash 4 was their attempt at making a Brawl Melee hybrid.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because it's definitely got a lot more balanced party-based elements, but it's also still fun competitively because it's faster than Brawl.
Yeah, and that's what I like about Smash 4 definitely, but like that's also why like I also want to discredit it almost because it took them 2 games to get like I feel like it like I actually now because I'm making it sound like Smash 4 is better in the end.
Yeah.
Like
well, because that also makes it sound like Brawl was a mistake. You know?
So like that's where I to my heart from competitive aspect that's where I do feel about Brawl. I think Brawl was a mistake from a competitive aspect.
Is that it kind of was because the funny thing is that Brawl was basically a completely reactionary thing from Sakurai because Melee Melee is basically a game that's abused like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like some competitive tech is completely unintentional.
Oh, 100%. You know? A lot of it's unintentional.
And it's all like it's imperative that you learn that tech that wasn't intended to be used in the game like that, and that pisses Sakurai off to no extent because his goal definitely in the first half of the series was basically to just make a fun party game. Mm-hmm. So after Melee, he was like, "Fuck this!" Like, you know, everyone's gonna be balanced. We're gonna do final smashes. Like, everyone's gonna be floaty. You can't kill people as easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I see
another thing about Brawl. Some more fond memories I have are actually with Tyler Martin. Shout out to Tyler. We actually spent a lot of time trying to unlock all the, you know, there was that wall.
Yes,
with, like,
the challenges, all of the challenges. Yeah. Oh my God, there were so many.
Brawl was the first one that had like that wall of challenges.
Yeah, with the golden hammer, and you'd be like, I gotta clear this one off. I can't do it normally.
Exactly.
Like, oh,
there were just a lot of really cool, fun, additional auxiliary modes in Brawl. Yeah. So I think I'm fine putting it above Smash 4.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, so right now we got Melee number 1, Brawl number 2, Smash 4 number 3, and 64 right at the bottom. All right, last one. Most recent one, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yes, it's almost like we cheesed this. I feel like this is like all set up, and we chose to do Ultimate last, but we actually didn't.
Well,
yeah. Oh my God, that's why you did it remotely because you didn't want to see the corruption.
Well, no, it was when I was pulling out the second one. I was like, man, I really hope it's Brawl because I feel like Ultimate is going to be the one that's vying for top spot against Melee.
Yeah, I agree. So I was just about to say, so that's going to be the big debate is. Ultimate over. So I think Ultimate it has to be first or second. I truly want. This is like the most controversial thing ever in any Smasher's eyes, especially if you play Melee. But I want to put Ultimate over Melee. I think Ultimate is a better game over Melee, and mostly because for where it is right now, only being about a year old, it is.
And there's still so much hype for it, dude.
Yeah, exactly. And there's still depth. That, like, they're unlocking new things that nobody knows about. Like, the Phantom Foot Stibbling is a recent thing that people have discovered. And, like, that's not even, like hugely groundbreaking, but it's, like, a pretty good tactic to use that helps certain characters, which is really cool. And, like, that's just only the beginning. There's a lot of things that people are still trying to figure out and do. And the game already is so fun and so fast. And, like even me now being, like, a pretty good veteran in like the competitive Smash scene now. I've been playing it for a couple of years. Like I still really enjoy the grind of learning a new character and figuring out their combos and trying to get them executed right. And it also, from a brand new person standpoint, I have a lot of friends that are playing Smash Bros for the first time with this game and they love it more than anything. And they're getting that like childlike glow.
Ultimate's big, man.
It is big. It's very big.
I thought there was going to be a little bit more contention with this ranking because I'm kind of with you. I kind of want to put it at the top.
I think because we just grew up both playing Smash in the same room, we both have the same mindsets, so it's hard. But
that might also come off a little weird because I put Melee as in my top 5 games and I didn't put Ultimate in my top 5 games. So
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't know how to justify that. I'm just feeling different today.
Yeah. I like because the issue with the issue with comparing Melee to Ultimate is that in the end, if you want to compare it strictly as a competitive game, and I take and it's just like how deep of a fighting Smash game I can make it, then I'm going to give it to Melee, because even though it's only less characters, the amount of control you have in that game is paramount compared to Ultimate.
So I don't think I would agree with that.
Really?
Because the complete the fundamentals of the competitive Melee scene are built on exploits, are built on exploiting specific mechanics in the game, whereas Ultimate is built specifically for the idea of a fun competitive fighting game. Everything that you do, like to the point where stuff like doing a short hop attack. Now in Ultimate, you just have to hit the jump button and the A button, and it'll do it automatically. It's like it's streamlining those important texts that you need to use, but it's not. Nothing in it is really like game breaking, you know?
So it is streamlining it, but on the flip side to that, when you do that, you now you can, that A weakens the attack, it forces you to only do a certain height, and you also can't necessarily if you do a short hop aerial like that, you're going to hit the aerial at the top of your jump, where you might want to hit it later on as you're falling. And so that's why
but you can still do it. You can still do a regular short hop fast fall attack.
That's true, but it
makes it that much easier.
But with that buffer system, there's also moments now when you are trying to do something very tightly close to that, the game takes over and just says, "Oh, that's what you want to do," and it just eats up the tight input you were trying to do. And to counteract the exploit thing with Melee, you're definitely right with that. But when you, that's why I'm saying, if you look at Melee from a competitive standpoint, with those exploits pretty much becoming additional rules in their own way, because the thing is, those exploits aren't only exclusive to certain characters. It was the base mechanics of Smash ended up accidentally creating a deeper level of the game itself. It's almost
okay, so what you're describing it as is a happy accident, and that's why I think Ultimate has the leg up, because it's intentional.
You were cutting in and out for me there, unfortunately.
Oh, sorry. I was saying that the way you're describing it is that Melee's depth in terms of competitive play is basically a happy accident.
Oh no, it most definitely is. But arguing
going off of that logic, that's why I'm thinking Ultimate, which is designed specifically with these things in mind, kind of like what I was saying before about how I don't think they were sitting behind computer screens coding a game when they were developing Melee and thinking we're creating a masterpiece. I think they were just kind of throwing things at a wall, and it happened to stick, and it happened to become beloved. But Ultimate, Sakurai has experience with this now, and he has a much bigger team and a much bigger budget than he used to. So but he's able to put in the time to actually make sure that these things work the way that they're supposed to.
Yeah, but so to, I guess, your only defense so far is that you're calling it a happy accident, but just because it was an accident doesn't mean how good the accident was makes the game so good. To even say, with Ultimate, Sakurai even caved in and gave back some of the things that he didn't want to really put into the game from Melee, like wave dashing and the directional air dodge. He on purpose got rid of directional air dodging because he didn't like how it was introduced, how it was implemented in Melee, and then because he heard the community was like, this is a really good mechanic that you accidentally put in, you should have kept it and just claimed it like you thought of it. I don't know why you're taking it away. They actually put it back into Ultimate. They didn't make it perfect, unfortunately, but they even put it in to satisfy.
It's not really as viable anymore. It's better for wave landing rather than actual movement.
Exactly, but but he still even kind of like to me that's like an almost admittance of you're right. This does make this game good doing this. So I feel like just using it, saying that it's an accident, is fine. But that was the best thing that could have happened to the game from how much people enjoy it now.
I guess that's fair. I don't know. It's just I don't know.
So I mean, again,
it's just kind of the way that I look at the games, because
that's fair. And so a little bit of this is also me. This is my PM coming out of me, because Like,
because PM is basically built on the foundation of Melee.
Exactly. And pretty much PM is just a mod to bring back all the things that Sakurai tried to fix again and took out of Melee. They put it back in. So that, and like those, so what's funny is like that's why I like PM so much, is because of those mechanics and those exploits. So that's why like that's always it's a deeper spot to me. It hits me deeper because like that's why I love the game so much, and how free I can feel moving. Like if I could just give you the hands of Mango and then the hands of like Zero, or like the hands of like Light in like Smash Ultimate, like I know you would agree instantly, like, oh my god, I feel so much, I could do anything in Melee.
What you're explaining right now is exactly why I think Ultimate gets a leg up, is because you're basically you're saying you would feel the same way if you were at the same level as these top-notch players, and you shouldn't have to be superior to enjoy a game or to even be viable.
Well, so
playing
that's fair. I mean, that's also why I was saying, if I'm only looking at it from a competitive standpoint, that's why I want to put Melee over it, because in a competitive standpoint, that's why you compete, is to be the best and be the strongest, and that's why it's for that reason. But overall, I do want to put Ultimate.
That's fair.
You see what I'm saying? Like, because I like it, like as a game itself, I do agree. I think Ultimate should be better, and I think it is, because it's more enjoyable. It's easier to get better at, and there's more reward as you're getting better.
More balanced.
It's a lot more balanced. Again, patches are being introduced, more characters are being introduced, which is cool. So like,
Ultimate I feel like is the game where you can viably play the more characters than ever.
Exactly, and like
especially in a competitive setting.
Definitely, and there's still a lot of characters that like. It's like crazy how different Japan is to us versus America versus Europe in terms of what characters are good. Like Mega Man and Piranha Plant are really popular in Japan. Like
really?
There's a really good Piranha Plant player that like kind of caught eye here, that like Piranha Plant's got a little bit more respect. Like he still is kind of lowish tiered, but like there's a lot of things, like he's got really good ledge traps that people didn't even really quite think of, that somebody just happened to like figure all them all out and implement it in a tournament and just destroyed certain people. Say they would like
Piranha Plant.
Yeah, like Mega Man, same kind of thing. Like he's definitely like a wonkier type character, but some people are just taking the time to figure everything out.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, he could do all this stuff. Like, and like especially with the DLC characters, like one of the things that like rocked Ultimate definitely was when Joker came out. Like Joker, all of a sudden, like MKLeo picked up Joker and started just literally winning every single thing ever, and like just Joker himself being introduced put him at the top tier, but it also made certain characters worse and not picked as much, because there's a chance they're going to start playing Jokers more, and Joker just ends up destroying said person. So they might have even dropped a little bit realistically because of that, just because of how popular Joker is and how good he was, and is, I should say.
Just talking about the DLC, like I feel like Ultimate is handling the DLC better than Smash 4 ever did.
Definitely.
To the point where we are a year plus past the release of this game, and it's still super relevant.
Oh yeah.
To the point where at the Game Awards, aside from the fact that Smash just won the Game Award for the best fighting game of the year, people were going into the Game Awards literally expecting them to announce the next DLC fighter.
Yeah, for Smash Bros. Like in a like a live event a year later from when it came out.
Yeah, exactly. And that's only in the Challenger pack. They said earlier on that all 5 fighters in the Challenger pack would be out by February 2020, but they also confirmed that they're still working on additional DLC after that.
Yes, exactly.
So this game is going to be, it's still going to be relevant for quite a while.
Yeah, they're pushing for 100 characters.
You think they're pushing for 100? What are they at now? Like 80 something?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get it in this game. I think maybe next game. I think I don't
think they are going to do it next game.
Whatever the Swatch is, like if they have the Swatch or like the Swatch X or whatever they want to call it.
The Swatch.
I think that's going to be a big jump, and I think they'll add a bunch of people.
I guess that's an interesting topic. Well, let's get into that afterwards, because have we covered everything that we want to talk about Ultimate? World of Light, some people think it was too long, and maybe it was, but like I 100%ed it, and I think I still think it was a lot of fun.
I didn't. I barely touched it because like after doing just a couple. So like again, the hard part for me now is because I'm now like a full blown competitive junkie for Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Like, listen, when I bought the Wii U, I literally bought it just to play Smash Bros. Just to play with my friends.
That's fair.
And when I bought the Switch, I literally bought the Switch only for Ultimate when Ultimate came out. I instantly bought the Switch, and I've literally like I will pull up my Switch right now and look at the amount of hours I have.
Yeah, how many hours you got? You probably have way more than me. I think the last time I looked, it just said I have 100 plus.
I think I'm pretty sure I have more than that.
Yeah.
Sorry, my controller. I know you know the word. There we go. Yeah, so literally, I have 20 hours on Zelda Breath of the Wild. You can be mad at me for that. I understand. I've just recently been getting back into it.
Yeah.
I have, and the only other game that I played. Oh, sorry, I played Tetris Friends for Tetris 99. I mean, for 5 hours. But the only other game I played is Smash Bros. Ultimate for 775 hours.
Jesus.
Exactly. Like all I do is, and all of it's online Elite Smash. Like I just got my milestone today for 4,000 battles. Which doesn't sound like much, but it definitely is.
It sounds like a lot to me.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't sound like much, but yeah, a lot of fights. And so like that's the hard thing is like with World of Light, like once I started playing a couple, they all just felt the same to me, and that's why I think I agree that it is a little long. Like to me, it all just like was the same kind of thing, and like. That's all.
You gotta appreciate the good, because you're only looking at this as a competitive game.
Well, so
because this game is like that's one thing. The whole gimmick behind Ultimate is that it's everyone is here was the catchphrase.
Yeah,
that they were bringing back every single character that's ever been in Smash Bros. They're bringing back almost all of the stages. We're missing a few, but and you know the music. There's a bajillion friggin' themes in this game. So this Ultimate is basically just a video game Hall of Fame, basically.
Yeah.
People are saying that the Avengers Endgame was the crossover event of the century. Smash Bros. Ultimate is the crossover event of the century.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
there are so many.
God, yeah.
It's just a love letter to gaming in general, to the point where you have a shit ton of Fire Emblem characters. You have Banjo-Kazooie. You have Hero from the Dragon Quest series. You can fight them against Solid Snake and Cloud, Bayonetta, Mario, Bowser. Like it's and to top that off, because of all the auxiliary stuff like the spirits and the World of Light battles. Well, not just specifically like the tracks and the World of Light battles and the spirit boards and stuff like that. They're able to give so much love to these series.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's something that you and I were talking about. I don't know if we were talking about it in an episode or if we were talking about it separately, but one of the cool things about Melee was that with the trophies, it was able to introduce new lore about new games and stuff to people like you and I, who I know for me, I didn't have exposure to a ton of video games, so Smash Bros. Melee was one of the main ways that I learned about a lot of different video game series is by looking at the trophies, reading the blurbs,
the demos,
and just learning something new about a new series. And Ultimate is an awesome way to basically send love to all the different little niche aspects of these series, to the point where every battle in World of Light is effectively like one of the event matches from Melee, where it's completely thought out thematically. They'll change the type of bet. Like there's a whole section where all of the spirits are Street Fighter characters, and all of the battles take place on the Street Fighter map, and they're all stamina matches.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool.
Just to keep it themed. It does stuff like that, where like it'll give them, it'll give the spirits will have certain abilities based on the character that they're based on, and it's just such a neat way to give love to these series.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, and from like from that regard, like that makes Ultimate such a strong game, and it really is. Like again, like it's one of those games that you can literally sink an infinite amount of hours into if you just enjoy the game, which is and that's what Smash is in general. Any of those games, you can do that. You can literally sink an infinite amount of hours if you enjoy the game, which is so cool. It's not like a story-based game where, you know, if you played the same game, like if I played a game 4,000 times, like, you know what I mean? Like, eventually
you'd have to, especially if it's like a one-player experience, you'd either get tired of it or you'd have to find new ways to start playing it to keep it fresh.
Exactly.
Whereas this game is basically just a never-ending stream of fresh, you know, fun stuff.
Yeah. A bag of fun things.
Bag of fun stuff.
Yes. So I guess like the actual answer I want to say definitely is I do want to give Ultimate number one. I think Ultimate deserves to be over Melee. I think they did a really good job this time. I think it showcases the Switch's capabilities and their system really well.
Big time.
With the exception of not seeing your character's colors for like 20 seconds when
what the hell? Why does it do that?
That and the amount of names you can have is a little low. Like, there's a couple like HUD things and UI things that they should just definitely change in a patch one day, but I don't know why they haven't.
Stuff.
Yeah, but still, like, that aside, like, that isn't anything drastic. So I really do like it.
So, do you have anything else you want to say about it?
Yeah, PM over everything, but besides that, yeah. PM number 0. Okay.
All right, so then I guess we have our full list.
I think so.
We have sitting at the bottom, number 5, a great game, but, you know, was definitely improved upon as the sequels went on.
The ultimate original game ever, like for the 64.
A great, awesome concept.
The best,
just a fun party game. Needed some refining.
Exactly.
Right above that, we have Smash 4, aka Smash for Wii U and Smash for 3DS.
So, and also one of the reasons why I think as a whole that I put that game lower too is because of the fact that there was limitations to what they put in Smash 4 for the Wii U because they wanted to make it perfectly with Smash for the 3DS, which just really they should not have done to begin with.
Like putting specific they cut entire characters like Ice Climbers because they couldn't.
That was the only reason why Ice Climbers was cut to begin with, and they thought nobody would notice. But
that's a bummer.
That there's a couple maps that was only on 3DS versus Smash 4, which I thought was really lame.
To unlock characters, that was a huge letdown, and that was also a reactionary thing from Sakurai because he was mad about Brawl leaks, basically.
Yeah.
Right above that at number 3, we have Super Smash Bros. Brawl. A soft spot for both of us, a source of a lot of our fond memories in Smash.
Most definitely.
An overall very fun party game.
Very fun party game. And, like, you know, again, like, they introduced, like, like, Subspace Emissary is the coolest mode. I still think to this day the story was so sick. Like, that literally was, like, the crossover event, is watching that story of all of them work together, fighting their own bosses. Like, it was
it was really cool. Actually, it's fun like pitting them against each other in battles, but it's also very cool seeing them together in cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah, the cutscenes were awesome.
Number 2, we have Super Smash Bros. Melee,
which is like the staple iconic game. Definitely is incredibly fun. Like, it definitely keeps the fire of the GameCube alive and the need to buy CRT TVs if you're a CRT salesman.
It's probably fueling like 90% of the CRT market.
Yeah, it's the only thing fueling it. Like, oh my god, those things need to die. But
basically a perfect sequel, if there ever was one, made the series what it is today.
Most definitely.
And then
lastly,
number 1?
Yeah, lastly, number 1 is going to be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. You know, again, there's so much to say about Ultimate, but it's just hands down such a good game. Everything about it, from the speed, the difficulty, but also how easy it is to pick up at the same time, but how far you can improve. How much enjoyment you have in the game. The online's a lot better. It could be better, but it is still a lot better in the grand scheme. The single player aspects of World of Light and the sticker system, or Spirit Board, not stickers. Like, everything is just phenomenal in that game. The amount of characters, so much. There's so much to say. We could do an entire episode just Ultimate.
You know, and it really is just it's a fantastic I don't know. It's the crossover event of the century. It's basically just a Hall of Fame of fantastic video games.
Everyone's here. I'm gonna be in the next one.
Everyone is
I'm
here.
the DLC character. They're gonna just put me into it.
Everyone is here. Yeah. Ryan is here.
Yeah, right.
Ryan is the 5th Challenger Pack fighter.
Yeah, I'm just the video is just gonna be them knocking on my door, and I'm gonna be like, "Who are you guys?" And then it's just gonna say, "Ryan is here."
It's just a live action video.
Exactly.
And you get handed a letter, and then it turns into an anime, and then you just jump into the game.
Exactly. Yeah. And I hope you guys enjoy playing me. My forward smash is busted. Kills at 0.
All right. So before we close out, one last thing I want to ask. We were touching on it briefly a while ago. So what do you think the future of the series is?
For Smash Bros?
Smash Bros.
I think one of the big things that they're going to do I think they're always going to do a new one for each system. So when a new system for the Switch comes out, whatever it does, I think they're going to make another one. I don't think they're ever going to do like an HD update of a game. Like, a lot of people thought Smash Ultimate was just going to be Smash 4 HD. So I'm happy that
that's stupid.
It really was. Now that we think about it, like, I remember I was talking about it a lot, but I'm happy that I was wrong.
I don't know. Immediately, this is kind of a side note, but immediately when that came out, because of the logic that you're saying right now, I was like, "There's no way this is a port."
Yeah.
There's been a brand new Smash game on every single home console,
Exactly.
Nintendo
I agree.
console. They're not gonna skimp out on the Switch, like.
Yeah, which is their pride and joy, definitely.
Yeah.
So like I think honestly, I'm saying it right now. It's January 2nd of the new decade. I think they're gonna have 100 characters next Smash game, because I think so.
That's bold.
The reason why is because the tagline of this one is "Everyone is here," so you can't just be like "Everyone's here again." Like, I think what they're gonna do is I think they're gonna add like a bunch of, like, I think there's going to be like an atomic bomb drop when they announce all of the characters are just going to stock put into the next one. Like, I think they're going to have like a bunch from so many different universes where like there's so many people that are excited for so many different people all at the same time. I think that'll be one of the things they do, because I think as games become more mainstream, the hype and getting everybody talking about it is a really huge thing for a game to succeed nowadays. And so I feel like Smash does a really good job at that, and I think if they do something
Smash is a fantastic way of marketing a game.
And I think if they did that on a massive scale, dropping everything at once, it'd be one of those things where it's like where like every single person's like reacting to the trailer and like you know what I mean? Like, I can see it in my head.
The only reason I don't think that's going to happen is because Sakurai has kind of said that, like, I don't know if we'll ever be able to do this again.
See, I think that's all poppycock. So you'd buy this one now. I think once they listen,
that man works his ass off. That man slaves over his computer and at meeting boards all day for you, so that you can get Banjo in your game.
Well, he could do it again, okay? Like, and he'll do it with 14 more characters.
Guy. Let the man take a vacation.
That's very true. I think what he should do is he should just do like a submission contest to all different game studios with like, give me a moveset and your character, and I'll see if I like it.
Well, he is, that one of the things that he's said is that one of the main challenges, I guess, of getting these crazy characters like Joker and Hero and Banjo into the game, it's all has to do with, the rights, because then Nintendo has to contact Square Enix or
Microsoft
Rare, or whoever owns the property, and I feel like that's something that we're not going to see as much of in the future. I think it's still going to happen, definitely, but I feel like in the future for Smash Bros, we might. I honestly don't know what we're going to see. I don't think it's going to be nearly as big as Smash Ultimate. I think it might be a little bit more of a refined, kind of in-depth Nintendo experience, maybe. Like, maybe we'll get some Nintendo characters that have kind of been brushed to the side over the years, but I don't think it's going to be as much of like a gaming Hall of Fame as it was this time.
I guess that's fair. I have high hopes. I think they can only go up. I want them to only go up. I don't want them to be like, I don't want there to be another Brawl, okay? Like, I don't want another Brawl. Like, come on, man.
But then if there's another Brawl, then there's going to be, little 12-year-old boys like you and me that are having some fond memories. So if they make another Brawl, then that's just fine.
Nah, see, I don't care about the younger generation. I care about me. I want the game to be good. I want the game to be good for me.
I want the game. Sakurai's making these games for me. Damn it.
Exactly. I'm the main character of this goddamn world.
All right. Well, we're pushing an hour and 20. So
yeah, I think we gotta wrap it up. Off? Yeah, I think this was a good one. This was a fun one.
All right. This was a good one. Hope you guys all enjoyed listening. If you want, you can follow us. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Corey Richmond.
You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch at ShadowhawkSSB. Check out my project, my PM Melee, my PM videos on YouTube. Like my matches online from tournaments. If you just look up Project M Shadowhawk, you will see a bunch of them. Like my national tournaments. Anytime I've been on stream. Look at my Twitter, you'll see a bunch of my cool clips, but like it's a really fun game. Definitely recommend checking it out to anybody if you want to play the most fun game ever made. So yeah, that's about it.
All right, well, see you guys next time.
Yeah, farewell. We'll talk to you guys in the future. Happy New Year.